Hello everybody and welcome back to our Variag Hordes campaign. We are leaving Ithilien behind us eventually, and we are heading into Haradrian territory. Now our ultimate goal here is to carve out a homeland for ourselves in Umbar. I think that is going to be our best bet, but on the way we need to take care of some business first, and that involves these very large armies of Harad. The problem, of course, that you saw when we settled up in Emin Arnen is that it will take us a while to get our infrastructure going wherever we settle. That is just going to be a fact. That's partly a factor of how 4th Age Total War is set up to require that you invest in settlements before just taking them over and being able to make immediate use of all the infrastructure. But what that means is we are very vulnerable for up to 10 turns or so, or maybe more, while we're waiting for all that building to get done. So in order to decrease our vulnerability, we need to use our hordes to eliminate as many loose armies of Harad as possible and damage their infrastructure as much as possible. Now, thanks to my scouts and emissaries, I am able to see that Harad has conquered pretty far up into Harandor, and they do have maybe the last remaining settlement of Harandor here surrounded. They're not attacking it yet. It is not under siege. You can see that Harandor does have a pretty good stack inside the settlement, but this could be their last gasp, and there is a very large army of Harad with some good units just outside. I would like to have Harandor remain as an enemy and a distraction for Harad while I get myself settled, but I don't think I can afford to ignore the conflict going on here. I don't think I can afford, in other words, just to head down and sneak down and settle. I think I need to start off with a bang. So what we're going to do here is attack Harad right outside the settlement of Harmen. With any luck, we can eliminate the army and take the settlement for ourselves, or at least do as much damage as possible. Now, I've got an army here. We've rearranged things a little bit. This is led by my new heir, Lor the Hunter. He has been given the Variag Champion retinue member from Fand. In part because Fand, we're using him more as a cavalry commander, and Lor is a Variag. Actually, no, he's a wall builder. But in any case, he is leading an infantry army with a couple of units of cavalry to help out, and this Variag champion is going to give him some extra command while he is doing that. It's also going to give some troop morale, and so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to get him right down here. Let's see. Yeah, right here I think would be fine. We'll attack the army, and we'll get this going. Now, the balance of power is slightly in their favor, but we are outnumbered quite a bit. The large army consists of a lot of infantry, especially these very, very dangerous swords of Harad. There are some cavalry, but it is all relatively light. Still, we can't let that fool us because there are just large numbers, and Harad does have pretty reasonable cav. I'm glad to see there's not a lot of range. There's just a single unit of archers, but of course these swords of Harad do have javelins, so that's going to be a challenge for us. There is also a garrison commanded by a family member here. The Haradrian bodyguard are these Serpent Black unit, which are horse archers themselves, but I'm not too worried about them. We can corner them with our own cavalry or our own archers, and we should be doing all right. So let's jump into this battle. The army is going to be, of course, straight ahead of us, the main army, and slightly to our right will be the reinforcing garrison from the settlement. So we want to take care of both of these armies, and there's so much cavalry here, I'm not sure if we will be able to do that in order to get the city. But if nothing else, we are announcing in a big way to Harad that we are on the scene and you need to worry about us. Alright, so let's see how Lor does. It's good to have an heir leading some of these armies because they've just got a very large complement of bodyguard units. And there's the settlement right over there. So if we set up right to the right side of the map here, they'll be coming in, probably up on this hill, which is not going to be ideal. And I'm not sure where the main army is going to set up. They may want to set up here also because it is high ground. So let's look at our army. We do have 2 units of cav in these Dragon Shield Riders. That's going to be very important because the enemy units tend to be relatively low in terms of morale. We've got a lot of these nice foot archers slash swordsmen. And we have a lot of the weaker, lighter troops with a shorter range. So we kind of want them out front so we can make sure we're hitting with all of our archers relatively simultaneously. We have a weak center, nomadic watchmen, and then we'd have some axemen on the flanks. I'm going to put the axemen with shields up front, whereas our horde Variag warriors are going to be a bit further back so that they're not going to suffer too much from the enemy javelins. And we're going to get right about here, and we're going to run up to the hill. Excellent. So that army is over there on the left. All right. As long as they stay over there. Oops. What do we have? All right. Swords of Harad. I think we just have to rush them. Winning slightly. Losing heavily. Shaken. They don't have too many swords in this army, so if we can crush these guys quickly, that would of course be excellent. There's Footmen of Harad. Yeah, we do want to keep them away from our riders, but we do have plenty of archers that should now be pouring in. Easily matched and Shaken. We're just hoping to pressure them with sheer weight of numbers at this point. Let's get the cavalry up and around. I'd love to have my cav hit the enemy riders. Right, Swords of Harad are in melee over here. These guys are wavering. And we are, it feels like we're sacrificing our Dragon Shield riders a bit, but we did catch those enemy riders. Let's get our other units over there. Alright, they're doing better than expected. Yeah, let's get the axemen over here and the warriors in as well. Okay, these guys are routing and hope we can catch the general. See, we are shooting him, but we're going to be hard put to it to catch him. We are going to maybe be able to corner him on the edge of the map. Alright, but we are gaining. Oh, he's putting on an extra burst of speed. Here we go. Caught up to him, and we did a lot of damage in that charge. Now everyone else has got to run in. Alright, they're coming down now, so we've got to get these guys. Oh, just everybody up here. I think we're going to get this general if he routes. There we go. Alright, everybody back on the hill, something like here. And we have to run. Okay. Looks like they're being hesitant about approaching us. How did we do? We've still got a lot of our Dragon Shield riders, and we lost a lot of our Dragon Guard, but those units will regenerate. Still got a lot of archers with a lot of arrows left in the quivers, so that's very important. And I think we've got enough room to kind of work along the hill here. This army is much more dangerous, of course. It's larger, and it's got more of the Swords of Harad. Very, very dangerous unit. Okay, yeah, we can get up more on the hill. Still got a good amount of our infantry. problem is going to be, well, all those swords of Harad, as well as their cavalry. They could kind of overwhelm us with their infantry if they rush. All right, so we are right at the edge, unfortunately. We can't get much higher up the hill. So actually, because of that, I'm thinking it might be good to move the Dragon Shield Riders over here. And now we can steal a bit more high ground. Now, Swords of Harad are not unbeatable. Far from it. They are relatively low in morale. So, usually, if you kill the general, you can rout them fairly easily. Yeah, they've got a lot of cav here. This could do a lot of damage if the AI uses it well, which they sometimes do. And it's going to be hard for us to work around to snipe the enemy general because this is the edge of the map. We can't get any higher up this hill. So this is going to be fairly bloody. As soon as my archers get into range, they are going to rush. Alright. We do have some archers that can hit. And so let's see if we can entice some units to come forward. Right, we're not getting any kills yet. There we go. Alright, they're just standing there. We do have like 3 units of archers shooting now, but they're being very restrained, which is a good move on their part. Alright, let's move a little bit closer. Something happening? Nope, no one's moving yet. They're being very, very careful. Of course, they do have the high ground. They can afford to be. All right, but already, even with a frontal attack, even with their shields, we're doing a good amount of damage here. All right, so let's move even further forward. I'd like to get all my archers firing. I wonder if it's just that we're below the lip of the hill, and so they don't really see me, so to speak. Yeah, this is about, what do they have, 80 men per unit. So we've taken now 20 of them so far, and a few other odd ones. This back line is nothing to worry about, but they had something like 6 or 8 units of these Swords of Harad, and this is the thing we're liable to face a lot more of as we fight Harad. All right, let's get a few more shots going. The nice thing is, there we go, there we go. All right. Even once the arrows are gone, we're going to use our Archers of Khand, these armored guys, to fight. So this is bringing them a little bit forward. And they're throwing javelins. That's fine. These weak archers are just going to have to take it. Pretty sure we can rout this unit easily. There they go. We're just about out of ammunition. So this is where it gets a little awkward because we're going to have to make a frontal assault. Alright, let's just use all the rest of the arrows, and here there are their own archers coming forward. Well, I guess we gotta do it. Let's rush forward. Now my archers are in the front. I know my archers are in the front. I think that's okay. What I'm gonna do is let the archers, these weak archers, kind of take the first shots. Alright, so a couple of axemen and Variags. Let's get my bodyguard up here. I'm going to send this line right after the cavalry here. These guys can go forward towards the enemy infantry. I just have a bad feeling about this, but that's okay. Alright, let's get all of these guys. Alright, they're just taking the javelins for me. And these archers are going to have to get into the fight. This, I don't know how this is gonna go. Variag warriors right over there. Okay. Cavalry is hanging back. Again, this doesn't feel too good. Much rather see them attacking me. Gonna have to bring my archers in, I'm afraid, to support. Let's get them in. Cavalry is just... Why am I doing this? The cavalry is going to murder my general. Yeah, I think this is going to go bad. I'm worried this is going to go very, very badly. What are their cavalry doing? Alright, this is bad. This is all bad. I shouldn't be doing this. The men are routing. Alright, let's go down here. We're not going to get him to rout. We're not going to push him into a rout. No way. Alright, get out of here. This was a mistake. This was a mistake. Look at them just sitting there. They know what's up. They're going to just slowly murder me here. Maybe if I can break this wing... Winning slightly. Losing heavily. And here come the cav. Yep. So they waited for just the right time, and I gotta get out of here. Everybody get out. I routed those units of swordsmen. We're abandoning the field. This was a horrible mistake. I should have turned around as soon as I saw them sitting on that hill confidently like that. Alright. Bad, bad, bad move. At least my general gets away. We'll get him a different army. But there go a lot of our horde units. Okay. Average defeat. Yeah, we lost 1,000 men. Yeah, average. Okay. This is all fine. Oh, where did I fall back to? What the hell is this? Okay. Okay. Makes sense. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try this again. I think we're going to, because we didn't make a dent in them because we lost the battle, so they were able to maintain all of these units. We get a lot more units here. We can do this a bit better. I think I still want to attack this army and try to destroy it. So the question is, do I do it with Fand the Hunter, which is an all-cavalry army, or do I get a more sort of reasonable mixed force going? Or do I try with both? Now, the danger with using multiple armies in this type of situation is that the AI might just retreat. One of those armies may be commanded by the AI, and they may be misused. So I know that I could theoretically get a bunch of reinforcements to help, but I'm not sure that that's going to be the best thing to do. I'm thinking what I instead need to do is, now that I've really weakened this garrison, I can get an army down here to focus on this army and try to kill the general with enough cavalry and then destroy the remaining units. And I think we want to do that with Fand the Hunter. So we'll bring him down here just at the same spot, and we know where the enemy's going to be. And the next episode, folks, we're going to try this again. We're going to try to eliminate this stack, and if it doesn't work, we're going to give up on this and head south, and just who knows what's going to happen. But that is the plan for next time. Thank you very much for joining me, folks, and I hope you'll check me out in the next one. Take care, everybody.